Hello again, people. I guess it was time to do this improved guide about the naturalist role as well. As you probably figured out by now, this one is my least favorite role, but it has something to offer, don't you doubt that? You can see on screen right now how your naturalist role path begins, and here you will meet two protagonists, or a protagonist and an antagonist if you prefer, and if you do, it is also interesting who is who in your opinion. Anyhow, Harriet was meant to be the one to lead you on the path of becoming one with nature, but the famous former big game hunter, nowadays a master craftsman and a trapper, had something else in mind. We should start with Harriet and what sort of job she offers. In her store, you'll be able to purchase animal field guide and a kit necessary in order to sample animals for her. But selling these samples is profitable as looting corpses. Just take a look at the charity she offers for these samples. Even legendary are not worth the hustle, believe me. Not even the samples you've collected on a mission. It's just way too much of a hustle. But contrary to ridiculous payout for samples, her store is filled with overpriced stuff, mostly useless for you. The only thing you will definitely need are varmint cartridges. Weight control tonics might be useful sometimes if you want to lose or gain weight instantly, if you want to buff either your stamina or health, but you won't definitely need potent versions ever. I can see a reason to waste gold on vitalism studies like ever, but you can try to be a rabbit or a boar if you want. Harriet will also offer 3 legendary animal missions. You can either decide to sedate and sample these animals or to hunt and skin them. This part is actually the most important one because it is the main reason for you to become the naturalist in the first place, believe me. I will assume you already have a butcher stable. You are a trader, right? Why, you might ask? Because that's where your legendary animal skins and carcasses should go. We can't pretend that developers wanted you to sell these skins to Gus Macmillan and he will actually pay more for skins than Harriet for samples, but he will instantly skin you if you decide to buy legendary coat from him. Since we mentioned Gus and his store, let's run through his branch of business. Besides selling clothes, Gus is also selling trinkets. Eventually you will probably buy all of these 5 trinkets, but for me most useful one is ram horn trinket. A trinket that will slow down degrading your weapon can also be useful sometimes. Gus also sells prestigious looks for your improved bow, and it costs whopping 10 plus gold bars, so I don't need to comment on this one, right? Now, if you don't have naturalist role already, you are probably wondering why am I trying to persuade you not to become a naturalist. But there is one thing that stands above all others, even legendary animal skins. You will unlock it after you become a promising naturalist, or to be more precise, after you reach level 5 in the role. This thing is actually the one I missed the most on my PS5 account, which I've started recently. You guessed it right, it is Wilderness Camp. Paired with the ability to travel from it, it makes you much more able to jump around the map much faster. And traveling from anywhere to your camp from it will cost only $1. So, just for sake of having Wilderness Camp, it is worth to have Animal Field Guide, or to be a naturalist. I find the naturalist role also to be an assistant to the trader role. Here is the list of all legendary animals and how much they are worth for your butcher stable. Unfortunately, larger animals' carcasses value as well as the value of all animals you hunt while on a mission are just a theoretical value because you will have to skin them in order to do your mission. And after you skin the animal, you can either donate this skin to Crips or sell it to Gus Macmillan. You will, of course, give it to Crips. Also, it is worth to mention that animals you track and hunt while on a mission provide much more materials than those you find in free roam. Hunting these animals will help you fill your butcher stable much faster. You will also have to track, sample, photograph, kill and skin each animal to get a stamp for it in the Animal Field Guide. This guide is meant to be your main source of income as the naturalist, but the process of completing one group or collection, if you prefer, is painfully long, and most legendary collections are unobtainable because some animals are not yet in the wild or on a mission. Maybe we could assume we will see them by the end of the decade according to the actual trend of updates in Red Dead Online. One thing before we wrap this up, there are two naturalist events. The more useful one is called Wild Animal Tagging, while the other is known as Protect Legendary Animal, and this one is maybe more interesting to play, but quite often a tad too long with the prize not worth the time spent. You will get just legendary animal sample, a few bucks and gold on top, but that's it. On the other hand, while animal tagging is played, you will get quite a few samples with even one or two legendaries and a few bucks and nuggets on top. And well, this is it guys. You know all the basics and tricks regarding the naturalist role. Longer video is on the screen where you can check out cosmetics related to the role. See you guys soon in the next video. Cheers!